Right, here we go. We've got the camera, lights, camera, action, Matt. You're potentially on camera here. Just had his makeup done. Hair and he's just been in hair and makeup. Right, well, welcome back to this I don't know, this shit fight that is my channel. I've got a Barry video for you today. Barry the Bedford. I don't know if I put that on the internet yet, but me and Matt decided that it deserves to be called Barry because it rolls off your tongue. Barry the Bedford. Anyway, we've got Barry the Bedford here. I've been doing a bit of work on it. Stuff that I can't really put on the internet because it's too hard to film and get my head around what's going on. I've just been doing bits and pieces and that after work and that. But I'll run through what I've done to it to get it to this point, which is not much different. Yeah, today's episode, hopefully, I'm planning on taking him for a lap, which I'm just about to do. Yeah, before I bloody go hot lapping in it, I have to pump up those tyres because they're rubbing. So we'll go do that. It's going to be one of them things that just has the doors rattling the whole time you drive it, I think. Yeah, as good as it's going to get. The tyre's popped off the bead. And so the valve's falling out, but I'm just going to hope it's got a buddy. It does too. It's got a bag in it. Where's a tube, they call them. So I have to take this thing for a drive before I show you what I did to it, because that tyre's losing air. What? I'm talking to my fans. You on standby, Dad? You on standby when this thing breaks down? He hates this thing. I'll have to ring Matt because Dad hates this bloody thing. Oh, you're kidding me. Just advance her up a little bit. Hopping and farting and carrying on. It's hopeless. Needs needs an actual mechanic to look at the carburettor. But I know my actual mechanic ain't bloody interested. What a heap of shit. That's a horrible bloody car. There we go, we got my actual mechanic in the truck now. Hey, hello. You gonna go adjust the carby for me?
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Right, so I took it for a lap. It was horrible. It was coughing and farting. I don't know if you heard it on the video, but yeah, I stopped up the end and give the dizzy a twist and whatnot and made things worse. So anyway, I'll show you what I did to this thing while it was parked up. So, still got the reliable bloody fuel tank. But what I did do, so it did have points. It did have a points, an old keyring distributor in it. they're shit. They're never any good. And the problem with it was I found the reason I replaced it was the base plate was moving around. It was just old and buggered. So I had an electronic dizzy here. So I put that in it with the coil and everything. Wired all that up. Didn't even have to change it. Didn't even have a ballast resistor. So that was good. And then I did some fart ass around with that, but that's none good. I still got to fix that. I still got to fix the accelerator cable too because it sticks. It's no good. Oh, proved me wrong, I suppose. Still no good. So yeah, anyway, we did the ignition. We did what else we did? Brakes. The biggest headache I've had with this thing's been the brakes. Front brakes didn't work. New master cylinder, new battery. Made some battery hoses for it. Battery hoses, yeah, dickhead. Made some battery cables for it. Also, what ended up happening, the reason the front brakes weren't working was because the hoses, where are we? The hoses were blocked beyond repair. So they had the old felt type hose and the shit. So it had blocked up entirely. So I got a new set of hoses made, and that was good. But yeah, that's been the headache. So it's been doing bits and pieces overnight and whatnot. And this morning I've been up and I fitted the original seats back in it, so I'm not sliding all over the joint. I think they're like a VH Commodore seat or something. I don't know, someone could tell me. But yeah, I remounted them back in there so they don't bloody wobble around. But yeah, give her a clean out inside. Anyway, so next I think I'm going to get Dad to look at that carburettor. And I'm going to do the tray. So that's organised, that's been in the works too. I'm waiting for my steel and whatnot, but there's that. I'm going to put a set of shocks on it, they're none good. Adjust the brakes, all that stuff. And what else was I going to do? Give it a wash just to blow the mould and that off, that's all green. I'll cut that off, I'll cut the fuel tank bracket off on the other side there, and fix the tyre, just all the odds and ends, tidy up all that stuff so we're good to go.
Screwdriver.
So, as you saw, Dad had a look at my carburettor. We're doing a bit there to sorted out some vacuum problems and whatnot, and got the idle down. And he did his little magic there. Still not entirely right. We're going to have to see what's going on. But while we were doing that, I noticed the oil pressure light was coming on at idle, and I thought, better check that. So I put the actual gauge on it, the old school gauge, and I'll fire it up and bloody show you what's going on here. Engine's running. We good? So she's going to get an oil change and some big oil in it, and see how she goes from there. See how my oil change is going so far. Righto, so we've done our oil change. The oil's all changed, look at this. Beautiful. And now I'll show you why. Give us a rev, Matt. Perfect. Oh, buddy. I've changed oil. We had a nightmare, as you would have seen from my face, but I'll get the tray out and I'll show you why the oil pressure was so low. So we didn't have enough oil, but the Australia I grew up in, mechanic shops had just bulk oil to put in old engines like this, so we got a bit of a concoction. But look at this. Mate, will show us this is our oil. It's like you could put a match on that. They come out like water.
And it stinks like milk.
Yeah, it stinks big time. So look at that. That's not how oil should be. I was going to cut that open. There's no point. That was so tight. You would not believe how tight that was. Anyway, there's a screwdriver and an oil filter tool in that bottom of that bucket. So yeah, that's why it's so low. It's pretty much running on water. So anyway, and not only that, we found it was blowing heaps of black smoke before, and we found that we changed the oil and it's not blowing the smoke anymore. So obviously, the fuely oil was getting past the rings and blowing it out my exhaust. So yeah, we're on. All right, test drive number 2, see if it goes any better. Definitely sounds better. Well, there you have it. There's a little update, a little bit of work and whatnot on Barry the Bedford. Thank you, Matt. He's over there. He's been here today giving me a hand. So changing the oil, that was obviously beneficial. It didn't improve the way it would run, which I knew it wouldn't, but I took it for that second lap, which you just saw, which was the last clip before this, around the block, full legal, around the private road block. It didn't go any better really than before. When I was coming back down this road though, I turned the choke on and it seemed to pick up. So anyway, I'm going to have to look more into that carburettor, which Dad said I would have to look into it. But yeah, other than that, we've got the seats in. I'm going to have to sort out seat belts. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I fixed a water leak. Went on my thermostat housing, I buggered up. I changed the oil. I got oil all over my face. And yeah, anyway, that's it. I think next thing I'm going to do, is probably putting a tray on it. I'll start looking at doing that. And then in the meantime, Dad can work out the bloody carby and whatnot. But yeah, I'll do that tyre, put a tray on it, clean her up, and it'll be good to go. I'll be in the next flight of work on this thing. But I just did get a 410 territory diff for my burnout car, my XR6. So that'll probably be happening before you see any more with the old Bedford. But yeah, I've got to get that happening. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.